Welcome back. What do you win when you lose? Listen to this again. What do you win when you lose? Well, today we're talking to guests who say they keep winning by looking at their loss as an opportunity to learn, live, and love deeper. My next guest, Jen Hatmaker, is a mom to 5 kids and a go-to voice for millions of women around the world as the host of the award-winning podcast For the Love, the author of, yes, shout out For the Love, the author of 14 books, amazing, including 3 New York Times bestsellers, and the leader of a hugely popular online community. But it was just 2 years ago, at the peak of her success, Jen was blindsided when her marriage of 26 years ended overnight, leaving her not only devastated, but lost, she says, as her husband was an integral part of her career. The news shocked her fans, and in this Instagram post with a graphic of the words, "Pray for us," you said, "This was completely unexpected, and I remain stunned as we speak. I am shocked, grief-stricken, and brokenhearted." How do you move forward after that? Well, today, Jen shares how she was able to heal from that loss, and she's learned how to become stronger and more resilient. Tam fam, please give it up to the woman people listen to a lot, Jen Hatmaker. Yes. Thank you so much for being here. I have to tell you, so in real time, I'd read that quote over and over. It felt weird reading it in front of you. How did it feel reflecting on that Instagram caption that you wrote?
I don't know if you could hear me kind of responding to it while you're reading. It's been a minute since I read those words, and I'm instantly transported back to those days when you're just at the bottom of the ocean. So bleak, so dark. I remember thinking at that time, my life is ruined, I'll never be happy again. And I thought that was true.
You thought it was true?
Yeah, I did. I just could not envision a life other than the one I had built. I'd been married for 26 years. We had 5 kids.
You were how old when you first got together?
Well, that is a very good question, and thank you for asking. Unbelievably, we were 19 and 21 when we got married, 19. So I was just a kid.
You were a baby.
Just a kid, yeah. I'd really never lived an independent adult life.
Wow.
I'd always been attached to another person, and so I didn't even have a vision for what life could be. No imagination for what it was going to be like to be single, let alone a single mom.
Yeah.
Charting a whole new space in my career, which had been deeply tied to marriage and family. And so I just felt lost. I felt like I was in the abyss, and I had no idea how I was going to climb out.
It made me think of it. I mean, you live in Austin, Texas, and Tanya Tucker was here earlier, based in Texas. So much loss in her life, but then at this point, she's finding the wins, that Grammy, the documentary.
Right.
You don't know the process, but people often ask, how do you start to heal, especially after a loss? How, Tamron, do you win after you lose?
It's a good question, and I'm glad we're asking it. Because it is possible. I've learned that. What I would say is it's slow. It's not overnight. There's not a formula.
Yeah.
I wanted one. I wanted that to be the system. I wanted the system to be do these 3 things, and it is going to close the shelf life of your pain, of your suffering. It's going to make it easier on your kids.
Yeah.
This is going to speed up the whole process, and that's not true. It's one day at a time, one little measure at a time. But we do have levers to pull. Yeah. And we have agency over our experience. Even when something has been chosen for us or done to us, even then, we are not helpless. Yeah. We are not hopeless. We have a lot of control over what we do with what has been handed to us.
Wow. You found a way to channel that control, and I hear that you have found love again, or in a relationship again.
It's pretty cute.
You posted on your social media about Tyler.
Yes.
You said, "I didn't need Tyler to heal my broken heart. Me and Jesus did that on our own. He isn't a missing piece. I am whole, so is he. I'm learning what it looks like when 2 whole, healthy people fall for each other without the pressure of fixing or completing the other. It is an absolute miracle."
It is. It is.
I love that you talked about you weren't looking for someone to fix you.
That's right.
You said, "I'm whole."
That's right.
And he's whole.
That's right, but it took a minute to get there.
Yeah.
That was day after day of saying, I am trustworthy. I am capable. I am smart. I can learn what I didn't know.
Yeah.
I can figure out my own financial independence, my own social independence, my own spiritual independence, my own emotional independence. I'm worthy of it. I'm capable of it. So no matter how disrupted my life had been, no matter how many zeros I had in the column, I started adding to those bit by bit. And so by the time this guy came into my life, I had my own stuff together.
Wow.
Right? And so
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I mean, you're busy as ever. I have the book, Feed These People. I told you I'm obsessed with this cover here.
Love it.
But I mean, you are at this point, though, that you didn't envision the light, but you found it.
I did, and there are wins after losses. Self-discovery is a win. Self-worth is a win. Discovering that you are your own best friend is a win. I am good company. I am a good roommate. I love me. And so that, I wouldn't trade it.
I love it.
I wouldn't trade it.
You know, I love that you share so much, and you're such an inspiration. Thank you so much, Jen, for coming by. I just adore you and everything you represent. By the way, Jen's book, Feed These People, you can find it online or at a bookstore near you. And Tam Fam and our studio audience, Jen, because she's such a generous person, giving everybody their very own copy.